Hello, it's 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition. For tonight headlines, so we have the President of the National Assembly has received the President of the National Human Rights Commission, Mr. Saliban Omar Udin. For the international scene, Venezuela's second term is in power is contested for Nicolas Maduro. Welcome to our newsroom. The President of the Republic, the President of the National Assembly, Mr. Mohamed Ali Ahmed, has received this morning the President of the National Commission Human Rights, Mr. Saliban Omar Udin, who gave him the 2016 annual report on the situations of human rights in the Republic of Djibouti. All of the members of the National Human Rights Commissions were present at the 2016 report ceremony. The President of the National Assembly surrounded the Bureau of the Assembly, including Mr. Elmi Obsiye, its Vice President. In addition to the 2016 report ceremony, it was an opportunity to get to know the President of the Assembly and the various commissioners of the National Human Rights Commission who took office in May 2016. The delivery of the report comes at times when the National Human Rights Commission has been reformed in its organization and operation, a reform that reinforces the main missions of the institution by granting it more independence and autonomy. The compositions of the member of National Human Rights Commissions is very diversified with a gender parity. The President of the Assembly, Mohamed Ali Ahmed, congratulated the members of the National Human Rights Commission and its President for the quality of work. On his side, Mr. Saliban Omar Udin thanked the President of the Assembly for his availability to strengthen the partnership between the Parliament and the National Human Rights Commission for the promotion and protection of human rights in the Republic of Djibouti. The Minister of Communications, Post and Telecommunication, Mr. Abdi Yusuf Sugi, has received in his office a delegation from the Islamic Development Bank, led by the Director General of Djibouti Telecom, Mr. Assowe. During this meeting, discussion is focused on the DARES project, known by the acronym Djibouti Africa Regional Express. The Islamic Development Bank will finance this project, which is an innovative project to strengthen international connectivity in the region and allow operators to come and connect to Djibouti. This innovative and groundbreaking project is an initiative of the national telecommunication operators that intend to mobilize its peers in the regions for the establishment of optic fiber systems linking Djibouti to the major capital of the regions. After the meeting with the Ministers of Communication, the delegation was impregnated by successive immersions that they subsequently carried out in the premises of the submarine telecommunications cable, landing stations, and the Center of Communication Data and Data Centers in English located in Haramuz. On the spot, they listened attentively to the explanations of the General Director Assowe on the new poles of commercial expansion, and this should be pointed out with the double approval of its parent ministry and the government. The aim is to take advantage of the tremendous development of the telecommunication market at regional and global level. Recall that the national telecommunication operators has made the choice to create an international capacity and data transit activity. The services offering target operators in the region, it strengthens data as a regional telecommunication hub. The Minister of National Education and Vocational Training, Mr. Mustafa Mohamed Mahamoud, has returned his teachings custom today during these reading sessions of story in front of students of college of the high school Charles Foucault an unprecedented exercises for ministers of national education who want to set an example and open the way for other public figures and ordinary people to do the same. For a little less than an hour, the minister, who had become a teacher again for one morning, told the students of the Charles Foucault High School, grade 6, class 6, the story of siblings, both Abdi and Gele, who each succeed in a certain area of life, attentive from one end of the story to the other. The students were captivated by an exciting story told in a melodious and parental voice. It must be said that the minister has put the art and the weight out of his full range of experience, that teacher, so much as so that the students were studious and all held in the story. After the masterful exercises, the minister asked the students to summarize the thoughts to this classmate to test the understandings and appropriations of the thought by the young listeners, what was done in an imperfect way. For his part, the Minister of National Education and Vocational Training, Mustafa Muhammad Mahmoud, said to the young students for a day, then had a casual exchanges around the schools, their future, their ambitions and their expectations. So Mr. Mustafa Muhammad Mahmoud lent himself to an uncomplicated interview with the students. How does one becomes a minister? Is it difficult as a function is how to succeed in such a position of responsibility? Also, the minister appealed to all over the readings to join the teachers and executive of Minfopa, who will be mobilized alongside an armada of volunteers who will work with the head of the institutions to conduct reading sessions in schools and high schools during students' hour. Eradication of thirst and diseases of access of clean water is in one of the top priorities of government policy to make these wishes a reality and to protect the people living in rural area from the difficulties of water stress. All the noble missions for that the Rural Hydraulic Department of the Ministry of Agriculture in pursuing without delay the most remote corners of our national territory, of which Ms. Suad Suleiman is the director of the department. It is in this perspective that on Tuesday, 8 January 2016, the director of this department made a trip to the head of a large delegation composed of senior executives of this department in the villages of Kontali and Shekaito, in the regions of Dekhil. The event was marked by the presence of the deputy prefect of the regional of the Dekhil, Yusuf Ali, and the regional council's president, Abdurrahman Yunis Are, as well as deputy representative of the UNICEF office, Ms. Alexandra Ilmer. The visit of these distinguished guests was intended to inaugurate extensive renovations work on the drinking water supply system in these rural villages where thirst problems had reached a crucial threshold. Indeed, the problem of access to water had become one of the major concerns of the inhabitants of these places. A water supply pipe was set up for the two villages from the Gami Barholt, which is located 6 kilometers from the villages. For his part, the deputy representative of UNICEF office, Ms. Alexandra Ilmer, said to the floor and said the project is very humanitarian and also important to change the living conditions of the population of this locality. She thanked the population to come to honor them for the opening opening ceremony. The director of the Department of the Directorate of Rural Hydraulic of the Ministry of Agriculture, Ms. Suad Suleiman, she indicated that this project is realized with the financial support of the USAID office through UNICEF is providing to cover part of the envelope to the totals reimbursement of the drinking water supply system. As for the remaining part of the functions of the DRH has taken the initiative to cover with its operating budget. A clear proof of its determination is to overcome the scourges of thirst for this deprived and vulnerable population. The technicians of the National Office of Water and Sanitation of Djibouti, ONIAD, have been working since yesterday to finish the work of diversions of the drinking water pipes of Ethiopia at level PK 13. A team from ONIAD was there to see firsthand the progress of the work. Recall that this incident has led to an disruptions of water supply in the municipality of Balbala. The management of ONIAD apologized to its subscribers for this inconvenience. A strong delegation is of women parliamentarians composed of the Member of Parliament Hussein Abdul Qadir, Hallo Mohammed Ibrahim, and Hadi Ahmed Deberkale, Fatuma Dawood, officials of the UNFT led by the member to work in the region of Tajura. The main objective of the missions was to revitalize the local branches of the National Union of Djibouti Women UNFT. Upon arrivals at the headquarters of the UNFT, the parliamentary delegation was warmly welcomed by many women from Tajura, with Ms. Aisha Sultans and Ms. Hasna Muhammad Gadile at the Women's Empowerment Centers of the UNFT headquarters. A consultation meeting was held with the women activists in the region of Tajura, ways and means to strengthen the activities of women in the region. The debate was intense and fruitful. Women of the Tajura thanked the First Lady, Ms. Khadra Mahmoud Haid, for this effort to promote Djiboutian women. Below, we listen to the speeches of the President of the Tajura, Ms. Aisha Sultans, and Shukri Bouh, member of the UNFT. The member of the parliament, Mohammed Hamid, addresses the women of Tajura to convey first greetings of the First Lady, Khadra Mahmoud Haid, to all of the women of the Tajura region. She thanked the women of Tajura for the warm welcome. She pointed out the IFAD has branches in each region, and Tajura has a headquarters which also houses the Ministry of Women and the Secretary of Social Affairs. In addition to the headquarters of Tajura, UNFT has an antenna in each locality of Tajura region. Tajura has UNFT women have the opportunity to discuss better development, especially women. She asks the member of parliament receiving many complaints during the meeting, which will be sent to the competent authority. We are deeply saddened to learn the death of the late Kamil Ali. Kamil, this morning at his home in the neighborhood 2 in Djibouti, the deceased, born in 1948, was head of the District 2 of the municipality of Bulaus. He was a wise elder by all of his fellow citizens. He leaves behind him a large family, including a widow and 6 children. In these difficult circumstances, the Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed shared the pains of the family experienced and sent his sincere condolences to the family of the deceased Kamil Ali Kamil in Djibouti and in Oboha and throughout the country. At the same time, he prays and exhorted the good God to welcome him to his eternal paradise. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. For the international scene, Venezuela's neighbors turn up heads as Nicolas Maduro's begins second term. Listen to the report.
Left-wing president is isolated in a region large to the right. By despite national crisis, a direct intervention is unlikely. In televised New Year's message to his atrofying nation, Nicolas Maduro struck an upbeat tone. Venezuela's empathy leader president insisted, declaring 2019 the years of fresh starts. But the sandbags and rifling thought in trophies that no encircled the merfolk presidential palace in Caracas suggest far less confidence about the days ahead, as Venezuela sink deeper into economic ruin and political isolation and question grow over Maduro's future.
This is it for the news. Thanks for watching us.